One. I think we're good. Please tell me people can hear us. I think people can hear us.
Well, I think there's a delay because
you got a delay. They are seeing us live. You got to think like that, man. It's live for them.
Okay.
What's up, everybody?
Hi.
Welcome to a special V-Time episode 66. We're coming to you live from the, studio, living room, apartment, complex, whatever you want to call it.
The internet.
And as you can see, we got a special guest today. Lon's joining us. Say hi, Lon.
Hi, Lon.
You're probably going to notice this is going to be almost exactly like a normal V-Time, because we barely edit our V-Times in the sense of cuts here and there. So everything's going to probably be the same, other than Q&A later and then the big announcement at the end.
And hello to everybody in the chat. We can see you. Hi.
Yeah, we can see you. There's about a 30-second delay between you guys and us, I think. So keep that in mind. Later down the road, when we start hitting the Q&A, the way we're going to do the Q&A is you're going to put in the comments here, or for people that are in our Discord, you can put in the questions there. Use hashtag AskTDH, and then we'll pick comments, we'll answer comments, and then we'll go from there. But before that, we're going to go through normal V-Time, hit that and all that. But before that, if you're interested in picking up any stuff from TCG Player, please use our affiliate link down below.
Please use this link. It helps us to help bring more great content straight to you guys.
Oh yeah, because if you saw this setup we have right now, oof, I wouldn't expect us to be here at this point with all this.
We should post a photo later so they can.
We should. We will. Discord, Facebook. I think that's all the social type medias we can post a picture at. Anywho, with that scripted part of the way, we're going to go straight into the leaks. But before that, the last thing I want to mention, this is our first time streaming. We're using a Streamlabs OBS. This is the first time using it. My computer hopefully can handle all this. So everybody be warned, if the stream fails, and goes off and something goes wrong, shit.
If you notice something with audio or something that we don't notice, please bring it up in the chat so we can...
Exactly. Alex here is going to be moderating the chat while, for the most part, I talk, like always.
Yes.
And then Lon's going to be our designated hype man and opinion and...
Oh,
The guy flails the arms everywhere.
Exactly.
oops. I brought none of that today.
Oh no.
And if you're wondering why we're set up this way, 1, 2, 3 and from an angle, it's because we're not going to leave you guys hanging. Like, we can't put the special effects cards on the bottom like we used to, like right there. Yeah. But we can do...
Okay, just stay tuned with us.
I don't know, what's wrong? Oh, wait, what? Like, I lost all elements. Oh, we're back?
Looks like we're back.
I don't know what's happening. Streamlabs, don't scare me.
Working. I can hear us talking. I don't hear the music, but I hear us talking.
Where are my elements? What happened? Oh, Streamlabs, why are you breaking on me now?
Oh, it's when you switch the screens. It broke the audio.
Credits. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Like I said, this is the first time I'm streaming, so technical difficulties are bound. Alright, now it should work.
We missed everything, GG.
Now it should work. Now everything should be as followed. Alex, our designated tech support. So please leave in the comments. Can you hear us now while doing this? Yes, please. No, maybe.
We're in order of relevance in testing. That's why it's large and then small.
Pretty much.
Like an old art.
Oh boy.
More important.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
We seem to be good.
We're soon to be good. All right. So, Faith Researcher has its normal ability, like always. And then, of course, the other ability, like I was saying, Vanguard Rearguard, continues during your turn. If you have 2 or more units with the same card name as any of your units, this unit gets power 5k, which means it counts itself. It counts if you have multiple copies of Vanguard on the board, multiple other copies. Basically, it works with any and all Murakumo. Like left arresters, you can kind of have multiple copies and it still works. The Hyuga engine, it's definitely going to work. And then Yasue.
Oh yeah, it's gonna work.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the only dragon's got the short ability, but it's alright.
You're going to have probably 2 backwards arresters if you're playing it right. And then you're probably, central arresters. Like, the Jangas can utilize it, but your whole board's probably going to be filled with arresters. So, take that as you will. Anywho, so I don't click on the wrong things. Moving on, we have some Pale Moon Leaks Nightmare Dolls. This is the first Nightmare Doll, I believe.
Alice.
The house was not in this set.
I mean,
For this.
oh, I thought
For this set, this is
Yes.
the first Nightmare Doll we're seeing in this set get leaked. They might get more Nightmare Dolls, we don't know, but this is the first one. Its effect is Auto Soul. When your Workeroid is placed on Vanguard, call this card to Rearguard. This ability may only be used by a card with the same card name once a turn. It works with the whole Workeroid engine. It works with the new Grade 3 they got in the previous set. It's an extra card you can put in that deck and kind of run that second variant cheap budget deck.
Yeah.
that's pretty neat.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Moving on, the card that got linked with it is a special Crit Sentinels. Now we're going to see those.
That's hard though.
Yep. Darkside Swordmaster, not too shabby. One thing I do want to note before we go on, all the Crit Sentinels art, they are really, really good. they're a really, really consistent art. But some of them just aren't better than their old counterparts.
But they are clean.
Yeah, but they're not better.
Yeah.
They're good, but they're not better.
You just have nostalgia goggles on.
Maybe. Still, you'll see on the Dark Irregular crits and all.
No, I've
And you
seen
can
it.
agree with me.
I've seen it. I still like it.
Right. Anyway,
I like it more.
moving on. We got the stream happened. We did not see Night Rose, but we saw this. Moonlight Melody Tamer Betty. And I'm sorry, Hari did not need more support.
Nope.
Hari really did not need more support. It's amazing support, don't get me wrong. This just makes Hari even better.
Yeah, it takes that consistency and also helps you stack more triggers because later down the road you can just know what's left in the deck, especially with
They did not need this.
Man, if
Moonlight Melody Tamer Betty. Auto when placed on Vanguard. Draw a card, put a card from your hand into your soul. So you can put the dragon, you can put Magia Doll, you can put anything and everything you want. Or at least what you got in your hand. And then its other ability is auto rearguard cost. Rest this unit, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, put a card with Magia Doll in its card name from among them into your soul, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. This is basically on the main, on a stick.
it really is. This Peliman's the name.
This Pelon is the main that puts Magia Dolls into your soul and then gets them out of deck and stacks your bottom, and then when you shuffle, like it just fixes everything. They didn't need fixing.
it was a nice counterbalance having the slight flaws.
Exactly.
That gave you hope of winning against it. Now there is very little hope now.
You guys probably saw in our last gameplay when we did use this, where this fool put it in the back row and just kept using it. The amount of filter.
It might have not hit a lot, but it was still looking every time. And if he didn't hit triggers, it was a bonus because the triggers were closer to the top.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, look at it this way. He put triggers on the bottom, went through his deck, then used a skill, shuffled everything, and knew that most of his deck was
He
triggers.
doesn't need the 8k boost. It's not needed for boosting at all.
Nah,
it's only
you don't-
good for
nah.
You could have
filtering.
literally put 0 power on this and you'd be fine.
Exactly.
That would have made it more fair, I guess.
I'm sorry.
It would have just gone straight to the point.
They really did not need this. It's a good card, and it's going to make Hari even better, but they didn't need this.
So
Get more silver form support.
So how soon till Moon gets
What?
another ban?
Which one?
Even OP doesn't seem OP except for look.
You're not wrong. Who they comment that? Jake Wakefield.
Yeah.
You're not wrong about the X. You're not wrong. Do the strat I did last time I played against the X. You see a PG in your opening hand, don't mulligan it back, just keep it. Anywho. Oh, Shane. Hi, Shane.
Hi.
What is he saying?
He's asking why you put Lon in the corner.
Because there's not enough space on the table, alright?
I mean, this is making you feel better. This is satisfying. I don't need you. I don't need your sympathy.
Anywho, and yes, I know I say anywho a lot. There's no counter yet. We'll make a counter soon enough, maybe.
It's just an hour.
Anywho, moving on, we got more crit and another card, and another card in this case is Krill the Ghosty. You want to take this, Alex?
Sure. It is grade 1 common.
Common.
Common. Continuous rear guard and guard circle. If your drop zone has 15 or more cards, gets plus 10k shield and plus 10k power.
Pretty great.
I mean, seems pretty good. It's a good shield. 20k shield, 18k booster or swinger.
I mean, it's just a good overall card. Like you said, 18k booster and then 20k shield. Like, it's just good. It's a common, so it's a tech option for most people, in my opinion.
I mean,
It's like around 200, so it's one card in your hand.
Yeah.
Or it's not really good on the. You don't need it on the field. It's just best
But
in hand.
the problem with the card is though is you have to get 15 or more, and from playing with Titus, when you're at that marker 20, you're getting close to dying from deck out. It's
So
worse.
this is just winning harder.
Exactly, it's a win more
Winning
card.
I do want to say this though. Like, if you face any decks, and I'm blanking on what decks they could be, that say you can't guard with grade zeros type deal, which there's not a lot, but you can instead of using Rune Shade to get a heal trigger, high shield in hand, you can get this instead. It's still a 20k.
It's
Options. It's tech options for people. It's not no here, no there. Let's move on and see the nice crit that came with it. Rampage Shade. I don't know. This is one of them, probably the low tier arts out of the 4 that I've
In
seen.
my opinion, it's way too hectic of an art.
Like the old one was just straight up nightmares.
And that is nice and creepy, and I love the old one. This one just
busy.
and I don't like the white background. They're whitish background.
Yeah, it should have been dark. Like
Yeah.
But his hat would have disappeared.
Oh well. It looked better.
more creepy.
I don't know. Maybe it's just mine.
Crit Signal. Moving on. Let's go
Yep.
see what the next card is. Ah, yes, Murray.
So
You want this? Go ahead. Go right ahead to this wannabe new or whatever that stride's called.
this is a rare grade 3 with no marker. Stealth rogue of rough skills. Masanori.
Rough indeed.
Auto Vanguard rearguard at the end of the battle that your Vanguard attack costs. Counterblast 3, Soul Blast 3 grade 3. Choose one of your rear guards and stand all of your rear guards with the same name as it.
Oh my god.
This is a wannabe Nue. This is a wannabe Nue in standard that has an absurd cost that you're probably never going to get to in Murakumo.
This is way too costly.
It's like
Like, this is meant for Cuba. I'm sorry. You can use it in Yasuo all you want. This is meant for Cuba.
This is like Limit Break 5 back in the day where it's just so much extra.
Yeah.
So much extra
Look
work.
at it this way. In order to get Hyuga activated for this, you need 4 CB and then 3 grade 3s in Soul.
That's a lot.
I mean, granted, there is grade 3s that put themselves with the soul, but you still gotta like work for it.
4 CB to get the full combo
And the
off.
payoff is not as great.
No, the payoff is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Granted, you're not getting your Hayaki plus 10s, but if you have the promo card that went stupid, just Soul Blasting your power, you can get a decent amount of power on the board. So 4 CB, a decent amount of Soul Blast, because you're Soul Blasting 3 plus whatever for that grade 2, you're getting a lot of power, and you're basically, like I said, you're a pseudo-Nue from Premium.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, if you're stacking your soul, if you're spending that much effort to stack your soul like that, it's a win more card that takes too much work.
Exactly.
And the worst part about this is Murakumo at the moment still does not have CB
Countercharger.
or countercharger. Sorry. Yeah, still does not have a countercharger.
Before we go on, this is my opinion about the Countercharger and why Murakumo probably never is going to get a good Countercharger. It's called Zanbaku.
Yeah.
Murakumo gets any form of a good countercharger. Zanbaku becomes very difficult because now they're not only possibly doing it twice, they're probably going to do it multiple times because they can countercharge.
See, Zanbaku is also a problem too because now they're just going to give them costs in other areas, which could also make them the other builds worse. Like in a sense of going against, because like, okay, cool, I can just counterblast all of them. Well, maybe this doesn't have to need a counterblast to do things now because Zanbaku is a thing and they don't want to give them counterchargers.
Yeah. I mean, Yasuo already is counterblast heavy. You would benefit from a countercharger.
Exactly. But I can't have it now because thanks to Zanbaku.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on, let's see the crit. I believe it's a crit thing. You have the crit. Not too shabby of an art.
I like this art. I still think the old one's better, but this one's one of the, like you said, the top arts.
They're clean. I
Yeah.
can't say enough, and they're good.
The
They're
reason-
clean, good arts.
The reason they're busy is because they're sentinels, so they got the sentinel treatment of big shields blocking all the hurt.
You're not wrong.
They're blocking out the haters.
Before they had to just look cool, now they have to have a purpose with their art. And like I said, they still look clean. Just I like the old art better, especially when we get to the succubus.
Oh,
I don't know, whenever they get to mega colonies, anything's better than what it was. It's just a bug flying.
You're not wrong. Thanks, you owe me a soda. Anyway, moving on. After that, we got this boy right here.
Oh.
Lon, do the honors.
Yes.
Demented.
Demented Executioner. When I saw this yesterday, I about flipped my lid. Just
He's back. He was still good in Ultra Hard. With
Yeah,
Darkness
I mean,
Energy.
I didn't really play him too much.
I did.
But oh man, this is so good just for a double rare. This is something we needed. This could have been a triple rare. We didn't need grade 3.
What's his
Anyways,
skill?
Auto Vanguard Circle. When it attacks a grade 2 or greater, this unit gets power +5 until the end of that battle. Auto Vanguard Rearguard Circle, when placed, costs Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 3. If you Soul Charge 1 or more trigger units, draw a card. Hallelujah, we don't have to play Emblem Master anymore because this is better. You don't need to set up for Emblem Master.
Agreed. Emblem Master, I'd argue, is good in certain decks. Pantherian, you fucking run Emblem
Oh,
Master.
yeah.
Well, yes. It's not needed in Shahart because you have
It's
to
not
you have to
anymore,
sacrifice a lot of plays to set up for Emblem Master, and that's if you open it or you may draw into it.
See, I would say still run Emblem Master if your build is running that grade 1 rest countercharge engine.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
when I'd say Emblem Master is still good in that deck because you put all those in Soul immediately, and now you have a stable countercharger that doesn't rest.
But like, it's hard. You gotta open both those cards and not ride either.
Exactly.
Or you can't ride the Grade 1.
Exactly. That's why it's a tech option. And now that you're not running Emblem Master and possibly not running that card, your CB is now open more, and you're getting even more benefits from it.
Getting guaranteed benefits versus Emblem Master can be dead in the late game.
Also, this can
Because
also,
all your multiple targets could be gone.
this can also take out Creeper too.
Oh, yeah. I want to make this point. Sorry.
You're good.
The one thing I realized it was a Scar. This is a weird-ass combination between Creeper and Yellow Ball.
Oh yeah.
This is a weird-ass
It
combination.
has the draw benefit.
It's CB to Soul Charge 3 like Creeper, but not minusing your Soul because Creeper goes out of Soul. So you're netting 2 cards to Soul with Creeper, but with this you're netting straight 3. Not to mention, now you have 3 cards instead of 2 of Yellow Ball to hit a trigger and possibly draw off of it.
Plus,
And replace itself.
Plus, it's a good grade 2 ride.
Exactly.
Like it's good in all situations. It's never
I
bad.
wish it gained power on Rearguard. I understand why it doesn't, because then it'd be really, really good. But I do like the whole gaining power as a Vanguard if you're going second. Like
It would have been the triple rare if he did.
Exactly. The whole Vanguard skill of gaining power combats force decks. Because it's a 9k against a 10k. This basically says, I don't care, I'm still gonna hit you.
Correct. It's good.
And you can agree, after facing yourself, force, protect, force, and all that, that can make the difference sometimes. Anyway, let's see the crit.
Beautiful.
One-eyed succubus. Like I said, this is probably the best art out of the 4.
Oh yeah. This is really good.
Because the shield's not as obvious. It just looks like.
I don't think it has a shield.
No, I think his hands making.
It's making the shield, but it looks just natural to the card.
I
It's not something forced.
still prefer the original.
Well, the original one is nice. I like this one too. but then-
I forgot I could do this. I hope it doesn't break the stream.
Oh yeah, there's good.
I prefer the original.
Yeah, but like in the new one, the tail's more prominent. Because like I kind of forgot she had a tail.
Yeah, I also didn't know she had tail until you said
And the
that.
wings weren't. They kind of blended in.
But I like the color scheme and the detail in the art.
Yeah.
And the little bit darker, so you don't see as much, but it just has a better impact in my opinion. Plus, she looks sexier.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it has its benefits. Yeah, I think they're both good, but I like the new one regardless.
Pretty much. And then, last but not least, today's Friday stream happened, and we saw the possible key cards of Grand Blue and Murakumo. Honestly, we expected more. There's only 2 cards.
Yeah.
First one, Unmasked Stealth Rogue Awazu.
Awazu?
I think it's Awazu.
Awazu.
The Wiki doesn't have the art yet, but here's the art. Doesn't look too shabby, a lot of masks. It's a grade 2 9k with the effect of auto rearguard when placed. Search your deck for up to 1 card, put it into your drop zone, shuffle your deck, and this unit gets that card's name until the end of the turn. I believe, thanks to our Discord and some other, I believe the correct translation for this card is this unit name becomes. It doesn't get, but becomes.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of difference whenever you're choosing units and cloning them.
Yes.
Sets up for the board.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
okay.
It sets up for everything.
We already did the proxy play. The video is going to be coming out tomorrow. He had the experience of testing it. He'll tell you all about this card and how it basically fixes everything.
So, if you're missing a combo piece, which if you're not playing Weasels, you need combo pieces. You grab anything. So you let you fix anything, and also they can just grab either it from drop or another copy of what you clone from your deck. So it helps you pull those pieces, so now you have 2, and it also lets you grab whichever piece you need at that moment. Also really good with Shiryuki. You can just play this, drop your 1 Shiryuki to drop, and then you also way to clone your Shiryuki, or you can use it to clone the grade 1s to grab Shiryuki from your drop later. It just sets up as a really good piece.
It extends.
Exactly.
Yeah, they really needed
I think
this.
the best part about it, no cost.
Yeah, it's no cost.
Just
Just
on
place.
place.
I just
Best thing they could have get.
It fixes everything, and exactly that on place. Like, let's say you use it 1 turn, you do your turn, they do their turn, it comes back to you, and it's still on the board. Okay, let me use Yasui, clone it on the board, and put something from my deck to my drop, and now I have that extra piece. So either units that need names are gonna get power because of that, or set up stuff, or least of all, just deck fit.
Yeah.
You just pray we get it. That's the
I mean, you play 3 to 4.
No, I meant like in English.
Oh,
Pray
it's
we
no,
get it.
rare.
No, it's a rare from the
Oh,
set.
so it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a front office.
It's amazing rare that just fixes everything. I love our Discord. People were running Metamorphox because of this exact same reason. Now there's a better Metamorphox.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely.
one thing I saw in the comments real quick, Columbar. We did cover Columbar last week, right? He was the Friday stream.
Yes, I think we did.
Because he was with the Draw Trigger.
Yeah, because we were talking about combos, about Ghost Ship and stuff like
Yes, so Columbars was covered in last week's Vita. Moving on, last but not least, the other key card for Grand Blue that got leaked was Witch Doctor of Powdered Bone, Negra Bone. The art, because the wiki is a bit slow.
Yep.
Right there. Very nice. Honestly, I like this art.
I like the art better than the original. I will say that.
This one was done well.
I like the little cracking that's behind him too. That's really nice.
Also, for people that are looking, yes, there's a grade 2 down there. We'll cover that in a bit. Moving back to Negerbone, his effect is act, drop zone, discard a card from your hand, and put this card on the bottom of your deck, and call a grade 1 card from your drop zone to rear guard. If your drop zone has 10 or more cards, you may call regardless of the grade. So it's basically a Captain Night Mist without the CB.
Yeah, it's just a discard for the cost, which is really good.
It has to be in drop zone, which is not hard in Grand Blue.
Oh yeah, like you just know the way or you guard with it.
This gets you your little ghosty we just mentioned.
Yeah,
Right out of drop.
And the biggest thing about this, yes, it's a ditch a card, but it's the same way. It's the same thing as calling a card from your hand to rear guard. But this basically says your hand options are your drop zone as well.
I mean, coming from Grand Blue player, I can say that, you know, disking cards is nice because you can finally get rid of your Ghost Ships and your Skull Dragons.
Yes.
Because they're dead cards in your hand anyway, so might as well just have it something to get rid of them.
So if you heard quick, you know he's a wild card. He's a wild card in your hand.
He's a good
whatever
card.
color you want.
He's a good card.
Absolutely.
Not amazing, not broken, but a really good card. Because you can basically just say, alright, I got deck cards in my hand, let me set up my board.
It's an easy budget option.
Although, I will say this, seeing Columbard and then seeing this, I am very, very interested now to see what Nat Rose will do.
I mean, they're just really teasing us with this now.
Because look at it this way, it's not going to be Kakadas. Kakadas just says fill your board with 1 card.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing cards that say fill your board with these cards. So what is Nat Rose going to do?
I wonder if it's going to be like Ari and has like a specific set of cards.
I really feel Nat Rose is going to be some form of multi-attack melee.
It has to be.
That, and I think it will be a very, because you're like with Kikaitis, you worry about drawing yourself out. With this, it could be a recycling engine where you're not. You don't have to fear drawing out.
I mean,
it can make it. It can have a long game.
Kakadas, you got to fear yourself running out of deck because Kakadas is mill 4, but drawing out those the Ghost Ship and the Grade 1. Soul Blast, draw.
Banshee?
Banshee. Like, those are the cards that draw you out. And you can still play them in Nat Rose. So you're still going to be drawing a lot.
Yeah.
But now you're going to have multi-attack. With possible Ghost Ships and
So you're going to have all
Skull
these
Dragons.
So the game
All
might
these
not
push.
go long. You just kill them.
like, Grand Blue, in my opinion, right now is still a really good deck. It's just everybody knows how to play against them and just outlast them.
The best thing about this deck is the fact that so far all of it is generic.
Oh, yeah.
So all your adventure supports from the past
Fuck.
are still going to work.
I still want to say Colin Bard's fucking insane.
And then everything that we get from now on is still going to be good because you slot it into this deck.
This opens up a really good avenue. Let's switch to here because we're not talking about that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
This really does open up a good avenue real quick before we talk about something the English Vanguard announced. Other than Grand Blue, what other decks have so generic support that you can just make the deck out of anything you want?
I mean, by technicality, DI.
DI really does, yeah.
You do, but that's where the problem arises, is because a lot of the DI support goes in a lot of different directions. Versus Grand Blue, it's all the same strategy with different colors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
But then
DI
you-
is just so
Murakami
spread.
for the longest time was similar, but it has so many key cards that it worked with Drill, it worked with Gauntlet, and now specific cards only work with Vanquisher. So it used to be very generic, but then it went specific.
Mm-hmm.
Link Joker's the same way. You can splice the leaders and Messiah, but they really want to work on their own. What are, like, Kagro? You're not going to be splicing Blade Master with Overlord. You can.
Bad idea.
Have fun with that.
They really shut that down with Genesis recently.
Oh yeah, Astral Plane. You can't do that with Himiko.
No.
Like, Grand Blue and, like I said, DI are one of the 2 decks that I can think of. They're just straight up. Like, Mega Colony's very close. I've been seeing Mega Colony builds with the latest VR, and then the Machining Grade 3 to pull stuff out of Soul and using the order, like, here splashes here and there. But it's basically figuring out a very good combo with
Working with what they got.
exactly.
Angels.
Malekith has specific cards that want to work in Malekith, and then you got
I didn't know.
Celestials and Zarachiel and all those that will also work on Protect too.
I didn't know.
What?
I haven't seen them much, you know?
I mean, he's
They're
not-
gonna get Gabriel here, and then you're gonna cry because they're
Yeah,
gonna get
well, I
stupid
get to make
support.
fun of it till for now.
I'm saying it right now. Gabriel is gonna be stupid. Like
How
these
is
are the
it?
predictions right now for the upcoming sets. Gabriel definitely, Gurgoid definitely, and missing one, possibly Fenrir or Maruda. That's a question here.
I mean, depending if they make it a extra booster or a main booster, we're probably
We know that's coming. We're talking about what's not coming.
yeah.
It's gonna be stupid.
Oh yeah.
Depending if they make it an extra booster or not. If it's an extra booster, just gonna be those three. If it's the main booster, we're probably gonna get.
You're
Valkyrion
thinking
after
Murakami.
If it's an extra booster, they have to.
I can agree with that. I can see Murakami getting a second wave. So let's just speculate here. Our speculations. Let's say it is like a main booster of Gold Paladin with Gurgoid, Angel Feather with Gabriel, and then we got Genesis with either Amaruda or Fenrir. And then last Murakami with another Vanquisher. I can see Ezel being another VR, doing what, Platinum? No, not Platinum. The Ezel that unlocks.
Scissors.
Yeah, Scissors, I can see that. Or maybe Spectral Duke, that'd be awesome. Maybe for Genesis, I can see them doing more Valkyrion support.
I mean, they gave what's her name?
Isabel.
Isabel support, so there's a good chance.
Or they can go Aggravate. That can happen too. And then Murakami's going to probably get either Sparking or something.
I mean,
Voltage.
if they're gonna give it like the whole strides as grade 3s or something like that, I can see VMAX with the big thing because that was Clary's from Kiera's big unit back in the day.
Right.
So I can see it being VMAX for sure.
It's going to be interesting regardless, so that's some fun speculation. Anywho, moving on. English Bushy decided to make an announcement on the Vanguard page. It was something about supporting your local shops to where when you purchase boxes, packs at a certain point, you're going to be getting a special promo pack with 2 promos in them. And what the promos are going to be, well, I think Bushy in Japan heard our prayers and they're giving us some very, 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 very strong promos. Which are, one of them, as you've probably seen in the spoilers, is this Kagero for Overlord.
Oh, great.
We didn't need this.
We didn't need this, but we're getting it.
The world didn't need it.
I mean, Japan got it. I don't think they're really running it or anything. I don't know.
I've seen deck builds with it.
You
I've
have?
seen deck builds with
Okay,
it.
then they are running it.
I mean, it's still an amazing card. If you have the CB and your Overlord swings 3 times, this is a 45 for critical.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of CB though, but still, you can get there.
Yeah. I
Good
mean,
luck.
if you didn't
Or
die,
die.
if you didn't die from the Vanguard, you're probably definitely dying from the rear guard now.
My God,
And you
why?
can just keep putting all the triggers you get on that too.
I mean, more likely you're gonna put it on the Vanguard just to keep it standing. But this thing's still gonna be pretty big after it.
Options are nice.
Options are nice. Anyway, moving on. The next few promos we got for Royal Paladin, specifically, honestly, Altmile. This nice Knight of Ambitious Sheems, Degnud. I mean, it's an amazing card. Like, Altmile honestly would benefit so much from this because at the beginning of your main phase, if this unit gets 5k, so it becomes a 15k already until the end of turn, and then if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, countercharge 1. So if your opponent decides to damage now, you're not giving you any, CB to do some of your effects. All right, main phase, this is on board. Let me make it big and let me countercharge 1, and now I can do more shit.
Open the avenue.
Open the avenue. The fact that it's a main phase basically means you can go your whole turn with no CB open, get all your defense and all your good effects still on, and then your turn starts, you have 1 CB to work with, which is almost more than enough.
Only every clan can get something like this.
Oh, some of them have, like you see, but for some reason they decided to give Altmile 2. Or Royal Paladin specifically. This honestly is made more for Soul Saver builds or other builds, but I'd still run it at Altmile. Fuck. I mean, one place, if you have another unit in the same column as this, Soul Charge 1, Soul Charge a trigger plus 10k. This is basically the grade 2 Pongo that gets more power.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the grade 3 promo you used to get in all your Vanguard stuff. You remember that? It was
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't remember its name, but it was a dragon and it looks a lot like this. That thing was garbage. It would show up in all the promos.
My
That's when I
God.
started.
Anyway, moving on, we got Deep Police support. The thing we were so questioning, And the best card in Deep Police, in my opinion, that needs the promo.
This is hands down the best card.
Oh, hell yeah. This says run Force 2 and you're fine on power. Just do it.
When it boosts, one of your Vanguards
Oh my
gets power plus 10 for each of your markers.
So now Force 2 does both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, I have 3 Force 2 markers on the board. Okay, 30k to Vanguard. It doesn't have to be in the same place. Just on the board.
It's so gross.
They needed it. In my opinion,
Yeah,
Deep
they-
Police needed this card.
They were really kicking the pants in the last set.
Oh, Gallop is topping here and there with its jank build.
But this now makes them solid.
This gives English a chance.
Yes.
It tapes up the weird like flaps that were in the wind. It's like tapes it down and down. It's more aerodynamic now. They can actually aim better. It's not just a
And
red
yes, I
pack
do agree with
pieces.
comments. More power!
Ace power!
Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on, we got some Spike Brother promos that are coming. This is a weird card in my opinion, and I don't think it's meant for the current VR. Egocentric Flanker, when placed on rearguard only by card ability, put this unit into your soul, and 3 of your units get 5 until end turn. Granted, now we're kind of rechecking this because you got your Romario, you got your Grade 1 that can kind of get this from the top of your deck and call it, and then it builds soul and gives stuff power, which is not too shabby. It's just finding space. Until we see Rising Nova, in my opinion, this is a very hit or miss card for people.
It's a win more. It's just another one of those.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh.
5k to 3 units is fun and all. You basically make a 10k column and boost something for 5. That's cool.
Oh.
You're adding more soul, which is also good because they want soul to use for soul blast and move force markers and yada yada yada.
Space.
The space is the problem.
Well, I mean, I guess the other question is, and it's been a while since I've played against Spike Brothers. Do y'all have a problem with getting numbers, or is numbers not?
Numbers is very. We can get to around 23 to 33 pretty consistently. The problem is most of the cards that call Superior Call do like look at the top cards that are equal to your Vanguard's grade. 2 of them just grab 1. Not Romario. I forgot the guard's name. It's a grade 2 triple rare. Also looks at top 3 and can call up to 3. Like it looks at top to grade, you're equal to grade, and then can call up to 3. So it can basically build a board for a CB and a card from Soul. And that sometimes saves us from wasting hand and just build a really good board. Then if you play this, it goes to Soul, so you're losing out on 1 rear guard, but you are gaining a decent amount of power on the board and Soul. So it's a hit or miss, like I said. It depends on people's playstyles.
It all comes down to where.
Now, if Rising Nova just makes this card broken, then that's a different story. But we'll see there. And for everybody who's thinking Rising Nova is going to be the Deep Police or Murakumo of that set, no. Don't do to my spikes. Anyway, moving on, we got some Pale Moon promos that I didn't even know existed.
Oh my.
Double-headed unicorn. When put from rearguard into your soul by your Vanguard's ability, counterblast 1, call a card from your hand to rearguard, and that called unit gets 5k until the end of turn.
Again, they don't need more help.
I think this is for Cannon Dragon because he sucks up everything on the board into soul.
So this
Yeah,
lets you get something out for it.
It lets you to get multi-attack with the dragon.
Yeah.
Because it's already weird enough. So yeah, I can see that.
Also, calling from hand, this is basically Latches Shepherds at that point.
You're wrong. Yeah,
It's a weird tech card for that dragon.
Because you gotta think, the dragon restands when it sucks up everything with soul, I believe.
yeah.
And so you have no board in just the Vanguard. With this and some extra combos of rearguards, you can basically make a new board. And then if you dry check fronts or crits, you can put them somewhere. But again, it's like CB and you're calling from hand, so you're losing out on more cards out of hand. So it's like a last-ditch effort, hoping your opponent doesn't swing back at you.
I mean, it's good. I mean, because it restands the cannon dragon that is, so you stand the ability to suck it all in.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, now your triggers you're going to hit again, give more life until your rear guard. So you know, like you said, multi-attack is just good.
I love the comment. Oh yeah, Cannon Dragon was a thing.
Look,
Look, man,
it was
Cannon
crazy.
Dragon and Beast Tamer were alright when they came out.
Did you
Harvey-
know anything?
It was at the beginning. It was very.
Hey, they got themselves.
If you weren't careful, Golden Beast Tamer could sneak up on you when it came out. You had to be careful. Granted, it was a lot of high risk, high reward deck. But my point being is, Hari and Soulthorn already has, but Hari now as well are just gonna say, you know, these are the only 2 Pale Moon decks. Everything else is kind of alright. There it is.
You're
And then
cute.
in the premium, you have a whole different infinite multi-attack. I don't know what else Zazam built.
We don't talk about that.
Exactly. We're going to talk about it here in a bit.
But it's not the
Yeah, exactly. Forgot to pull that up, so no graphic for that. Anyway, moving on. Tachikaze, again, a promo I didn't know even got printed. Glider Hangar.
Some pterodactyl name.
Exactly. It's a 7k grade 1. During your turn, if you have a rearguard with 3 or more equip gauges, this unit gets 10k. So it's a 17k booster. Or attacker. And getting 3 equip gauges on one unit is not hard. So it's just a big beat stick you can play in your tactics. I mean, it's alright.
Yeah.
I'd rather run the other promo that gets 5k for every marker on
It's
there.
just it's just another win more.
Not really win more.
It's a beat stick. It's just a beat stick that's
Aren't
consistent.
Aren't beat sticks win more?
Nah. Win more and beat sticks are 2 different things, right?
Some Itachi's up in this.
That's actually kind of funny. People are sitting trying to pick up Grapple and play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Anyway, moving on. Mega Colony leak for... I've been seeing this Mega Colony build run around our Discord and possibly run around shops or whatever you want to say, where they're running the newest VR with the old machining grade 3, pulling out the grade 2 there when it stands itself, you can counterblast and draw 2, and running the grade 3 order from the Messiah set. And just plussing and making a board and just doing everything.
You know,
This card can just help more with that.
this is what they need.
Powder... Yep. Dia Lady?
Powdery.
Glad...
Delayly.
Delayly.
It's
Sure.
a butterfly name. Who knows?
Exactly. I think it's a mosquito.
It's a butterfly, buddy.
Look,
That's what a butterfly's face looks like.
Look at that around its tits.
should be a mall.
No, just trust me. That's what butterflies' mouths look like. It's a little tube that curls up.
Fair. Anywho, its effect is when placed from hand during your main phase, stand one of your other arrested rear guards, and this unit gets 5k until the end of turn. Machining, but like I said, you can stand that grade 2 when you pull it out of so. Like, you can combo off a lot with this.
I think it's nice. It's definitely. It's not worthless. It has purpose.
Exactly. And I think, yeah, that's it for the promos that we're going to get in English. Not too shabby. There should have been more, in my opinion. But those are not too shabby to, start off. Especially Twin Order. And Altmile and Kagura didn't need that one, but I'll give it to them.
No.
I mean, not too shabby. Anyway,
What do you mean not too shabby? It's fantastic.
anyway, we got to the part where going to be... Something else happened during the Friday stream, and that is we got hit with an emergency ban. And to much people's expectations, no standard got nothing, but they did hit one card, and everybody already probably knows it. Zazan got hit, and not to 0, but to 1. Zazan to 1 doesn't have just quite a good a ringtone as Zazan to 0. But I do want to point this out. In my opinion of this, it doesn't fix the problem, but it does make it better.
Yeah.
Less
I mean,
consistent.
it does hit it hard, but it doesn't solve the problem.
Exactly. There's already people trying to figure out how to run one.
They still want to sell the set.
Exactly. Like, I completely agree. I saw on Twitter, and all credits to him for saying this, and I completely agree once I heard that. Bushiroad made a really, 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 really big move, because what other card game is going to do something like this? They actually listened to people, got input, and actually made an emergency ban on a card. And they made it to where, yes, the ban was necessary for the health of the game, but it was a really hard hit on the business aspect. You gotta think, they're hitting a card that hasn't even been released yet in the English format.
Yeah, I've seen emergency bans and other, like, I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! They've had emergency bans, but it's already one's been released. So
Yeah.
it's like, I've been out for like a month and now I'm gone.
Exactly, so this is a big thing. So if down the road, builds of Zazan are still being prominent and very toxic, I can see them in the upcoming stream that they did announce, not this emergency one, then say Zazan to 0. That could happen, but for right now, this was probably the best choice they could have done, and I completely support them and agree with it. We'll just see if people can figure out how to tech one Zazan and then still go stupid.
Look, I'm gonna sit here and talk about this because this is insane. Bushiroad as a company looks really good right now because not only they're listening to them, but they're even the promo packs is a packs that they brought it to help support their local game stores.
Yes!
So they're even supporting local game stores by having you purchase these sets that come with these promo packs to help support your store. And then they're also helping the community by actually listening and hitting problematic cards very quickly.
I do want to point out, You're basing this off of because you got a gripe for Magic now, don't you?
Look, Magic right now has been like, I'm not gonna talk about like the way they are with their quality control and everything.
It's just been one set mostly.
Yeah, but still. We're moving on.
We're moving on.
This
we're moving
isn't
on.
a Magic channel.
Yes.
Let's see here. So we covered the leaks. We covered the nice new Vanguard promo sets that they decided to drop first English only. Because there's so many promos that Japan gets that English never sees. So this is very nice. I do agree. Granted, Twin Order. I can predict this now. Twin Order is gonna be fucking expensive.
Yeah, the decoys. Yeah.
Yeah.
20 is immediately a 4 of an every decoy.
Like, it reminds me of whenever the Murakumo promo got released, and that thing just skyrocketed in price because everybody ran
This
it.
is the equivalent of that. Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
Because this is like, the other one is just like, it's not needed in every Rakumo deck. This one is needed in every Deep Police deck ever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. Did remember one thing that I wanted to talk about now that we covered Zazan. Someone didn't ask us, since we're going to be covering the ban list of Zazan, where do we now stand with premium content? And right now, we talked it out and we decided this. Premium content is very, very finicky in the sense of, you got to be careful. Premium has a very large card pool.
Yes.
You can build anything you want, and it gives players chances to really just play the game however they want. So there's optimal builds for every single one. Of course, there's meta builds that have better consistency than others. But everybody has a chance to build anything they want. That's where we come in a little problem, because we can build a deck and then people go, why aren't you running this? Why aren't you running this? You should be playing this. You should be playing that. Yada, yada, yada. And then with the types of videos we're releasing, most of our videos, every single one of our videos, at least 3 out of the 4 in a week, are proxy play. Proxy plays are designed to go, alright, what happened on this stream? Alright, let's showcase this card. What happened on Friday's stream? Okay, let's showcase this card. Have any other leaks been shown that might impact a certain deck? Cool, let's do that and showcase that deck. And proxy play is very determined on what's coming out, and what got leaked is what we're going to play. So when people, for example, say, hey, why don't you try this build and this build, we look at it and go, well, neither of these 2 clans are leaking right now, so we can't really do it. Premium is also in the same pool in the sense of, sure, a card might leak that might work in Premium, but that's not reason enough to play it. So,
pretty efficient.
So, we came with a solution. Premium, we're going to start doing premium content. We're going to build decks the best way we can with the most capability, but we're going to only do it twice a month. 2 videos in a month of premium content, and it's not going to be proxy play. It's going to be called premium play, ironically. Yeah, and it's going to be of decks that either we decide or we disclose with our Discord that people might want to see and, pick those decks. But it's going to be like on Tuesday, we're going to do 2 recordings of proxy play. And then that Tuesday, we're going to talk about, alright, what premium decks we're going to play. Prep the whole week those premium decks. Get a little bit of play testings in on Friday. Get some, kinks here and there for our playstyles sorted into those premium decks. And then the next following Tuesday, record a proxy play of that stream. And then a premium play for that week. And then the next week is 2 proxy plays. And then the week after that, proxy play and a premium play, and so on and so forth.
No shame. Sorry.
What did he do?
No.
What did he do?
If you read it, you give him power.
You do.
I didn't even read it, but he doesn't need the power.
Shane, behave.
Shame.
I don't know if I should hit you for that pun or be proud of you.
I just figured it out as I said it.
Anywho, that's where we stand with premium content, and that's going to be coming along. We're probably going to implement this not really soon, but soon enough. I'll give it 2 to 3 weeks when we start implementing this. And again, everybody please be patient with this, because like I said, premium is a very big card pool, so we can't do everything. We can't play all the cards that might be really good. We're going to be talking to our Discord a lot to get better ideas of what cards might be better in certain decks, combos, and so forth. We'll do the best that we can, and so kind of spice things up.
Yeah, I mean, we want it to be about gameplay and not about critiquing from our comments.
Exactly.
All the time.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
Not comments.
Before we go way too long with this,
Yes.
that was basically most of the part, and now we get into the Q&A part of it. So, how the Q&A is going to work. Everybody that has a question or that wants to ask a question, you can either go to our Discord if you're joined there and, put in #AskTDH and put your question there, or you can go to the chat on YouTube put in hashtag AskTDH, and we'll try to look at as many comments as we can and answer as many comments as we can and what we can. Of course, we're going to answer EG.
Yes, the Discord is joinable.
Yes, the Discord is joinable. There should be a link in the description to join the Discord.
I'm getting in a comfortable position.
All right. So, as I know there's a delay, we're going to wait a little bit to see if there's any questions that pop up. Alex, you are in control about stuff not going too far away.
I got
This is the part where I have no clue if this is going to work or not. We're just waiting and watching.
This is the fun part.
I do want to say the stream is working.
It
Knock
was
on
very successful. We had that one sound pickup, and we've been pretty good after that.
I know, right?
So,
There's a big announcement coming up at the end of the stream, so be sure to stick around for that. And it involves Tuesday. Anyway,
Yes.
do you see any?
So far, with just the Discord and can get rid of anime waifus.
I see.
I think Bermuda is still a thing.
I mean, Bang Dream came out.
I don't think it's gonna happen. It's Japan.
Have you seen the prices of Bang Dream?
It's Japan.
Exactly. I see this. Ask TDH from Aaron Misra. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Fenrir or Minerva? Ooh, I like that question. So, keep some of these comments because I see them.
Okay.
Fenrir or Minerva? I'm going to start this off. I love Fenrir, alright? I love Fenrir. I played Fenrir. I love the mechanics that he did. Minerva was not my shtick. That was Jeff. So if I got to choose, it's Fenrir.
I like Fenrir. I know our friend Jeff. He's a big Minerva fan because he started back whenever Genesis first started. So that's amazing.
I think Fenrir deserves it because it didn't do as well as it could have during G. This could give it a second life.
Yeah.
I think it deserves the shot.
Let's see. Mason, yes, what y'all got y'all into Vanguard?
Ooh, I like that question.
And what got you to stay?
All right, this is going to be a little bit longer question so people can pause a little bit.
Yes.
Lon, start us off. What got you into Vanguard? What got you to stay?
Our mutual friend Jeff got me into Vanguard, and he got me started with Kagero, and it was Eradicator, and I liked them. I was only playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And a little bit of Magic, and mostly tabletop on both.
Wait, what clan? What?
It was Kagero. Sorry.
I was saying.
You can tell it's been a while. This is back right before I built this deck. I spent a lot of money building this deck right before Legion came out, and Legion started as soon as I was playing. So I got in early enough to really start enjoying it when it was simple, and before it got too complicated. But I liked the play style. It left it to a lot of chance, and the art was very, very beautiful. I mean, it's why I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, but the cards still look cool. The mechanics are really busted, and the meta grind is crazy in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I kind of dropped out of that. Magic's fun because the landscape's big, as card pool wise, strategy wise, is anything you want to do, as long as the decks will allow it, and it's usually incredibly flexible. And the arts are usually pretty for the most part, but it's hit or miss in Magic. Vanguard consistently looks pretty, and it's a simple game design, and it's I don't have to spend a lot on it either nowadays.
Fair.
The money, it's cheap.
What about you, Alex?
So I got into this back whenever it first came in, the first trial decks of
So 2011.
Yeah, back when I first started hearing it in America. And it was basically because it was back in Inzektor's format and the beginning of the X seeds for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, I want something that's not this toxic.
When everyone, majority of Vanguard players started.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Top from
I'd say about a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
good 80% of English players start playing.
Out of Yu-Gi-Oh!
But I liked it, and then I stopped for a little while around sometime in Limit Break because a lot of the community died off, and then I started finding more people in Legion format, and started seeing more of the community, and just really the communities what kept me in. The community is really great, not as toxic as other competitive formats.
Ugh. See, for me, I'm gonna do a little long, short story here. When I got to this country through basketball and my scholarship and getting to college.
Before that, what country are you from? Because somebody's asking.
I am from Slovenia. It's a very small country that looks like a chicken that's right next to Italy and Croatia. So go Google it. Really quick on that note, a real good friend of mine from Slovenia called Marco, he plays Vanguard. He's a really great guy. He had asked the question in here, what's your favorite gift? Yes, it is this gift. You got me. It's my favorite gift. Thank you. Anywho, back to the story. When I got here from Slovenia on my scholarship and everything, the first few months I was just, a basketball player in college. I found a guy that was interested in anime because I was also a big nerd in anime and all that stuff. We started talking and he said, hey, you want to try this card game out? And he handed me the Link Joker deck to test out and kind of introduce me to mechanics. And he said, hey, we got a card shop and some people there. You want to just hop on with me and go there? And all right, sure. Got there on locals. I met this fool, I met Jeff, I met Hector. Later on, I met Shane and all other guys. And the story of how I started is I got a cheap deck from the same guy at LR that I met called Anthony. He gave the deck to me. It was a Perdition deck, Legion. It wasn't that good. I'm sorry. It wasn't the best, especially in that era, because when I got into the game, it was GBT3, start GBT4. Next stage was a thing. So Perdition Legion ain't gonna do shit, and that's the good Perdition Legion. And then after that, I was like, okay, I can't do Perdition anymore. I need a deck. And then Hector went upstairs, bought a deck. There was only 2 deck options. Gave me it to me. It was Link Joker Messiah, and ever since then, I've been a Messiah player.
Messiah, #1 fan in this area.
Everybody in our group blames Hector for introducing Link Joker 2. Because he could have easily went a little bit right and picked out Gear Chronicle, and I'd be a Gear Chronicle player right now.
Yep.
Well, you still picked that up pretty hard in G with the...
Oh, Chronofang!
And the Gear Hulk.
Okay, Gear
That was my
Colossus.
favorite.
Gear Colossus.
Gear Colossus. That was my favorite build because it was the jankiest garbage, but it hardly ever went off. When it did, though, it went off hard.
What made me stay in Vanguard was these guys, just the friends that played. I loved hanging out with them. I honestly liked the card game when I got into it. And then about a year later, 2017, this fool pulls me out of my dorm because they were hanging out in my dorm. And in the parking lot goes, hey, I got this idea. Let's start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what's keeping me in Vanguard right now, this YouTube channel. I feel like if this YouTube channel wasn't up and running, I wouldn't be playing Vanguard right now. Because
the communities.
It's the only way to really contact people outside of where we are because most of the people here stop playing that.
Yep. 2017 was that weird period for our area. And then 2 years of viewing YouTube and not getting many views, like we got, 130 subscribers at most and all that. This is the period. The November of 19 was when we started Proxy Play and everything just blew up.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you everybody for subscribing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anywho, with that long question but good question out of the way, let's look at some more. You got anything good in there?
Let me look. Question is, how do you come up with the decks using cards so fast?
Very, very hard. I'll answer that. Very, very hard. I want people to understand this. We're doing the best we can. Please don't hate us and be a little bit more understanding because the comments hurt sometimes. You gotta think. We wake up at about 8 a.m. in the morning and there's a stream revealing, let's say, Shaharid or Pale Moon Hari or something new. Then we go to work around 1 or 2 o'clock. Most of us get off work, and it's like, all right, we got to print these new cards. All right, how do we build this deck? We got to spend an hour looking through literally the wiki and going, what cards will be working with this? What don't? We don't have experience in this deck. What's the best kind of, get from what we gathered? And then, all right, print these proxies, multiple cards, possibly some we might or might not play, lay them out, spend about 1 to 2 hours play against each other, and then going, all right, tweak, I think I'm ready. Press the button, record that video Tuesday, edit them Wednesday, post Wednesday, edit them Thursday, post Thursday. So there's not a lot of time to fine tune. And this is the main reason for Proxy Play, in my opinion, and what I intended for it. Proxy Play is, yes, us scrambling to make decks. It's meant to showcase the new cards so that anybody and everybody who's watching can kind of understand how the card interactions work, get ideas with what card combos might work better, see some card combos that we're using that go, huh, that's cool, I might try that out, or go, oh, that card is not that good, there's a better card that you might be able to play. And I hear everybody in the comments posting suggestions what to do. Please be careful how you word them. I don't like the comments that go, you need to play this. Don't tell me what to do, please.
He ain't his mama, he ain't his
But
daddy.
I understand that. proxy play is meant for people to understand how the cards work early so that they have more time to start figuring out combos. We're here to showcase. You guys are here to figure out how to make it better.
Correct.
Did I cover everything?
I think that's good.
No one on this channel or in the comments are the gatekeepers of decks.
What other card games have you played in the past? Yu-Gi-Oh! And whatnot.
Alright.
Yu-Gi-Oh! and Magic, right?
I started Yu-Gi-Oh! My senior year of high school, back like at the tail end of my senior year of high school back in 2013. My friends started playing it in the annex of the band room, and I'm like, oh, dude, I remember this growing up. I never learned how to play. This is a huge nostalgia trip for me. Sure, I'll play. We played tabletop, and then shortly, my friend got me into Magic, and at first I was kind of like, oh, Magic's weird. It's kind of weird mechanic system, and then as I started playing it, like, wow, the flexibility in this card game. There's no archetypes. There are archetypes, but you can do whatever you want in Magic. I'm like, that flexibility is huge.
I'd love to see the past you look at you now with Magic.
Oh, I know. Past me would not believe me. And then when we got, like I said in the story, Vanguard, just the art really stuck out to me. The full picture and like even low rarity card looked really pretty.
Right. What about you?
So I started playing card games with Yu-Gi-Oh! The hard way. Back with Secha Kaiba Trial Deck number 1.
Hey, I played those too. We just didn't know what we were doing.
Exactly.
Same.
But
Same.
I played that up for a while, and that was probably the only card game I ever touched up until probably Xyz came out, and then I slowly dived into a little bit of Magic, played Vanguard, tried Pokemon for a little bit, and Weiss. I played pretty much any and all TCG card games you can pretty much put out, except for newer ones.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly it was mainly Yu-Gi-Oh! And then a little bit of Magic up until probably the past 10 years.
Oh, I totally forgot. We had that hot minute where we all tried Force of Will.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong.
Try? You mean?
Oh,
Let me get to that. So for me, of course, childhood was Yu-Gi-Oh! When they first came out. Then I jumped out of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then around here in high school somewhere, I decided, let me try Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. And jumped into Synchro when it started. That was a mistake. I went to a tournament, I got my ass beaten, and then was like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not for me, and put that to the side. And then, like I said, came to America, got introduced to Vanguard. So that's my second introduction to a card game. Then came back to Slovenia, tried to find Vanguard people, found Marco, found other friends like Danny Centella, and some more people in another city called Maribor. Shout out to everybody there, if you're watching. And they introduced me to Vanguard, and then they introduced me to Weiss, and I like Weiss. I only play it in Slovenia. Because there's not a Weiss community here.
no, there's not. I have 2 Weiss decks because Philip plays Weiss.
Exactly.
And my roommate plays Weiss.
And then there was a period where Force of Will came out, we tried it. Now we're again trying Force of Will, and it's looking interesting. We're trying to get into that. And then there was this one weird period where me and Jeff decided, fuck it. We're in warm-up. Let's buy these Pokemon decks. That was like, take a break from Vanguard. Let our minds melt, and like when the minds melt, like, okay, this is the Pokemon aside. Let's go back to Vanguard.
That was me and you also with Bakugan.
Bakugan. We tried Bakugan. We really tried Bakugan. Ooh. There's some Bakugan videos still on our channel.
Load size. Oof.
Exactly. Oof. And then I do play Magic with these fools. I don't have Magic decks. I only have 2. Just built my second Commander deck, and that's all the Magic I want to touch.
Commander. That's the thing about Magic. It holds real well.
I do want to see. I see 2 comments grouped together that I do want to go through.
Let me ask this one because it's going to be real fast.
All right.
So, how do you use Black Magic? Well, first.
Who has that?
Ahmad. I forgot. I don't know how to say your last name. It's right here.
Ahmad Yamalzai. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so first you got to sacrifice a goat. Then you have to fill an entire binder full of 4-leaf clovers intact.
So the god of this demonetizes us.
And then after that, you have to recite the Winged Dragon of Brawl chant that from the original 4Kids anime. Backwards. And then hope.
Right. In all seriousness, me and him sit down on playtesting and on recording and just ask ourselves, because on my end, that doesn't seem natural. But even he agrees, something ain't right there. Something ain't not right.
I don't know how I do it. I'm not gonna lie.
house is haunted.
I'll be completely honest. At some point, I honestly thought you were a magician and knew how to cheat.
It's even better when you shuffle the deck and it still did it.
I would put it under the table and shuffle it. Put it back. He does drive checks and it's still black magic. I just can't explain. I learned to accept it now. Video coming out tomorrow. There's more black magic in it, so be prepared.
Yeah.
These two comments. STDH from Aaron Mizar. I think he asked something, but it's a good question. What do you do outside of Dangle?
Like our day jobs.
Pretty much.
A lot of work.
Well, yeah, okay. I am a Lance. I work for Marketplace Church. They own a strip mall here in Hickory, and I'm their groundskeeper, their repairman, their janitor. I also do kids' church and youth. I do a lot of things. I'm a man of many hats and kids.
Retail work. I will not say which one because I don't think it's appropriate, but retail work.
Coward.
After a 4-year scholarship in basketball at Lenora University, at the university, at college, my basketball career ended in the sense that I don't have any more eligibility, but I'm still the same university getting my master's degree, and I'm working as a graphic designer there. That's why most of this stuff looks, in my opinion, decent.
I think it looks great because I have no talent in it whatsoever, and it goes.
All right.
I've seen a lot worse.
This is another great question I saw from Trevor Kelly. Ask DDH, what would you guys suggest to someone wanting to start up a YouTube content channel for Vanguard, as well as live in a small town in Montana?
Ooh, that's a rough area.
That's a rough area. There's two questions I want to ask you right away. How dedicated are you to Vanguard and to the channel idea, and are you going to do it alone? The reason this is working so well is because there's two of us. You can't play a card game with one person. You can.
2.5.
2.5.
I'm here sometimes.
Yes.
And Shane and Jeff and Hector and
we have
Madison. There's special guests here
it's
and there.
mostly y'all too, though.
Exactly. Like 2 people for a TCG YouTube channel is ideal if you want to do gameplay. Now, if you want to do stuff like Different Fight, Solemn, Vanguard Insider, and those types of YouTubers, you can do it alone, but they have something that most YouTubers starting out with Vanguard will not have, and that's an audience. They can confidently put out YouTube content for the small community that we do have, because you got to think, YouTube on Vanguard is a decent community, but it's not gaming or makeup or anything else.
Yeah.
It's decent. But they cannot put out content, they're just there, them talking, and people watch it, listen, communicate, and all that. Us, we started small and started growing now, so we're not big. In my opinion, we're not big compared to the other guys.
We were stagnant for the longest
Exactly.
time, though.
So our benefit is the fact that there's 2 of us, and we can do gameplay videos that are semi-interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're good.
So that's the advice I'm giving you then is, are you alone or aren't you alone? So if you're alone, you can kind of start talking about the game. Meta-analysis, deck recipes, tournament vlogs, as much as you can. If you can, reviewing new content, reviewing new sets, possibly talking about league, trying to try to think what people might want to see. One of the reasons we did proxy play is because we thought, all right, people in Japan are going to get these cards immediately when they drop. People in English are going to wait 2 months. Both are going to be waiting until the set actually drops whenever cards get leaked. This is a great chance to showcase people what the cards do, to give them a chance to prep whenever the cards get released.
I mean, we're kind of
like,
in a word sense, we're not controlling the market, we're contributing to the market because it's making buyer choice.
Like, look at it this way. Whenever I was just a Vanguard player before YouTube, I used to go to YouTube to look at deck recipes, to look at gameplays, to get ideas of how to run decks, how to build decks, how to, play the game, yada, yada, yada. But a new card dropped, I'm like, all right, now I gotta wait possibly 2 months, because Japanese content is gonna be good, but it's gonna be for the Japanese format, and Japanese and English format are very different. And then once it does come out in English, then I gotta wait for YouTube creators to make that content and see it. And there's like 2-month wait period before I can start thinking about the deck. We're doing proxy play, so we can kind of skip that.
We skip all the shipping and handling.
Exactly. So,
no middleman.
So to kind of put this on a bow, find what works best for you. Biggest point I do want to make content that makes you happy. Don't make content that other people like. Don't accommodate yourself to other people. Make stuff that you want to make. And then people are going to appreciate that. Because we do listen to the comments. But we still want to make whatever we want to make. We want to play whatever we want to play. We take suggestions from our Discord for proxy plays, and then we go, all right, this is a great idea, or nah, we're going to do this. We do listen, but we do what we want to do. And
We are our own person.
exactly, we put a lot of effort, and effort shows. YouTube is one of those platforms where if you put effort into something, it will show.
Yes.
People will resonate with it, and it will show.
What effort is never
So
wasted.
exactly. So if you're starting up a YouTube channel, especially in Vanguard with a small community, just do content that you think is going to be appropriate for you, that people might want to see, and just have fun with it and enjoy it. Because once you don't enjoy it, that's when you got a problem.
Because then it becomes a second job for you at that point.
Oh, trust me, it is a second job for me, but I still love it.
Exactly. If you love your job, it's not as bad.
Exactly.
The Canadian American.
The Canadian American.
American.
Canadian American.
American, get it right.
What units do you consider your ace cards? Mine is sheer and elite and Nubatol.
Have you not watched me preach about the Lord and Savior Messiah? Right now, Alter Ego, but before that, Harmonics.
Can you give him my card?
What do you think for him? He's excited for the upcoming stuff.
And then Blade Wing, if ever.
Blade Wing is the second.
If ever.
If ever.
Vanquisher for sure, and then Valkyrion's a solid second.
Fair enough. Alright, moving on. What is this? Ooh, I like this one. Kai Walker. What's your opinion on adding a new clan for the game? I can see them doing it. I can really see them doing it. What clan? I predict something in Stargate, possibly.
I mean,
But I can see them doing it.
I can see Stargate too.
Because Stargate has how many? 3?
3.
And so does
United Sanctuary 6, Dragon Empire 5, Dark Zone has 4, and then all the rest, Zoo, Megallanica, and Stargate have 3.
So it's either going to be one of those 3.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Or they might do a 6 Dragon Empire, at which point I really don't know what.
Well, I'd hate to see that happen because we already have 2 ninja.
You're not wrong.
You got
We
ninjas,
got
we got
Naruto versus Sasuke.
we got ninjas, we got thunder dragons, we got normal dragons, and we got dino dragons.
They got enough dragons.
Yeah.
Enough ninjas. It's just going to be balls of fire. Different.
I don't know how to react to that. I really don't know how to react to what you just said.
But if you want
Oh.
Dragon Nation, just play Honor.
Let me do this real quick. No FX Devi. The Bang Dream set is extremely expensive in Japan right now. Your thoughts? I'm not surprised. Have you seen how they did it? It's a magic set. There's special card. Every card can be a foil. So that already bumps up the price.
Yep.
There's special SPs. I think there's like the normal set, the normal clans, the normal bands have like 2 different versions of SPs in the set already. And then the SP pack says SP on SPs.
The problem is more is not better.
And the biggest thing that he's not saying that really sells this is that these are bands that are outside of the card game, which appeal to other collectors of those.
Like I can tell you right now, probably a lot of Watch Force players are picking that stuff up because it's Bang Dream.
Exactly, and there's people that just like the bands themselves, like the actual music, that are just collecting.
But I
this
still, I want to make this clear. There's SPs of SPs on SPs. Like there's an SP pack that you can make a deck out of, and then that SP pack already has the whole text foiling. But those SPs have a special SP, and there's another special SP on top of that.
It's Bermuda times 100.
God, no wonder the shit's expensive. And they're good decks. They're meta decks, in my opinion. They're really good decks.
Chill. Yes, chill.
I've played against them. I've been on the receiving end of the beatings. They are good decks. Granted, my decks weren't the best, but
All right. We're gonna take. I'm gonna go to Discord. You find any more questions? I'm gonna see if our Discord has any questions. Give some of our people in Discord some priority.
Okay.
Yes, we do. All right, let's do this. Hacks for Gaming. What's your favorite Vanguard memories? I've talked about this one before. You two can think while I talk.
I already know mine.
This is one from Slovenia. Marko, ako gledaš, tačno znaš o čemu pričam. We were in our locals in Slovenia. Yeah. I speak another language. We're locals in Slovenia doing a shop tournament, basically locals. And the last 2 decks were Murakumo Zambaku versus Murakumo Zambaku. And this was when Zambaku was meta and there was not a lot of decks out. Marco, my friend, he was playing Zambaku and it was 5 damage versus 5 damage and he couldn't guard anymore and there was 2 attacks left. So he says no guard, and everybody's going, panicking he's gonna lose. And I'm just sitting next to him going, you got this, you got this. And the man does the most amazing thing I ever seen. He covers his eyes, takes the top card, and puts it in his damage zone. And we're all reacting, it's a heal trigger. Like, we're losing our shit. And then the guy still has an attack that's over a defensive trigger, swings. And I'm over there just saying, you got this, you got this. Same thing, close his eyes, top deck, heal trigger. We lost our shit. That's probably one of my favorite memories. Next to, I almost forgot about it. Next to, this was my favorite memory. First month starting Vanguard, got my trial deck Messiah, bought my first booster box, opened it up, pulled the Generation Rare Amnesty Messiah. I think everybody in North Carolina heard me scream.
If not, at least the next 10 miles. The tri-state area heard you.
Exactly. Now you.
So I got two. One's actual Vanguard related, and one's tied to Vanguard. I'll do the one tied to Vanguard first. It was one time where every one of us actually went to a regional at once. There's a fun story of how me and this guy were in a lobby playtesting the day before for a regional, and our other friend went to his room with another person, and we were scared to go up there because we were scared that we were going to walk in on him. And short story short, we got this hunk to knock on the door for us. But that
was so funny. Like, they came into our
we
room.
don't need to be talking about this on the channel.
Look, man, they came to our room. I heard a knock and like, hey, Philip, can you knock on the door? I don't know if he's busy. And I'm like, and I went there, knock, knock. They were completely fine. They were just talking. I'm like, here, these fools are yours.
But
just don't have to do this.
that moment, that memory will stick with me until the day I die.
You got anything?
Oh, he's got his.
I got my second one. My second one is a game playing with this guy a while back. It was when the Overlord Legend deck came out. And it was the first time playing this. He played it a few times.
Oh, I know what you're talking about! Fuck that!
I was like, this can't be this bad. So I take it, first time playing it, I use the legend skill to give him an extra drive, I think. Was it? I can't remember what his extra was. All I remember was crit stacking him from 0 to 6.
I think that's where Black Magic started. I think that's the origination of Black Magic. Note on that was the first locals tournament where I was taking Gaia Tachikaze when it first came out, in the same period as the Legend deck at least.
Oh.
And I faced 8 Legend decks in the locals back to back. I lost my shit that day.
Yeah.
It's not.
I think it was like 7 drive checks or something like that. And out of like 6 out of the 7 drive check for crits.
I think you were playing a deck that threw in the Break Ride and had the stupid combo with the...
No, that's what it was, yeah. I had the Break Ride combo and it had extra drive checks with it. It's just stupid.
On.
So I only my favorite one is exactly to one. This is one of the first times that we played teams in Atlanta at the CNN building when we played
Mm-hmm.
We did teams. It was you, me, and Jeff on team. I was playing Shadow Witches. Yes. Shadow
Was that
Witches.
Cat Blower Memories?
Yeah, because I think this is where I was playing Bluish Flame.
Well, no, like this, like I can't remember what you were playing. I can't remember what Jeff was playing. No, you were playing Grand Blue.
I was playing good?
Yeah, there was a mirror match. We had double mirrors in this one match, and people we were against were people from Charlotte.
Anyway.
And it was hilarious.
Anyway.
But my mirror was another witch deck. My favorite part is I beat her deck. And it was such an ego boost to me because this is a deck I've been playing for months, and she's come up to our locals before, not playing that deck, playing like it escapes me, Oracle Think Tank deck, and just very weird competitive edge, and it's just like us knowing have made it the stakes higher, and it's like our favorite thing we said when we all sat down at the table is we didn't have to do this here. We could have settled this back in Charlotte.
All right.
We didn't have to drive all the way out.
Last 3 questions that we're going to take from Discord. First one is from Didi Nobi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Do you think there would be more clans that might be Gallop on the next sets, or do you think Bushy stop it after these 2 sets? If so, which ones? So, upcoming set is Luard, Blaster Phantom Overlord, whatever, Gaia, Rising Nova, and Redor. As much as I don't want to, out of those clans listed, Spikeburner's possibly has the biggest chance of being a Gallop of the set. Tachi's maybe with Gaia, I don't see them doing that to Ghidorah. Ghidorah is too much of Ghidorah.
It's a staple.
And they're not going to do that to Luard or Phantom Blast Over.
It's gonna feel weird for them getting Ghidorah a new marker.
Exactly. Then moving on to the next set, I don't see them doing that to Maelstrom or Favas, especially them being the cover arts. Maybe Isabel, maybe Big Belly. I can see them happening to those two. They're not going to do it to Renee. They're going to somehow find a way to break Renee again. And if they do that to Extreme Battle of Victor, I'm going to come to Bush Road, specifically in Japan, and yell at them. It'll be a great trip.
I can see it being Big Belly.
Road trip.
I can see Isabel taking the spotlight.
And then after that, if we speculate the set that we were speculating, Gabriel, I don't see them doing it, maybe. Gopal did not. I can see them shafting Fenrir or Maruda, and possibly Narukami now. So those are the sets.
It's really hard to shaft Narukami when it's already broken. Then again, it could just tone its power.
Exactly.
Like, there'll at least be one card in the set that only adds to what exists, and it's just like it already.
The problem with Narukami is it's already so good that anything added to it just makes it better.
Pretty much. Anyway, second to last question. I like this one. What gave you the idea to make proxies and do YouTube? We already covered YouTube. This guy came to the parking lot.
Yeah.
I do want to mention one thing, and I hope you still remember. When he came to my parking lot and pitched this idea to me, I loved it and I was in. And I made him promise me one thing, that if we're doing this, we are doing this. There's no, in a couple months, let's not do it. We're committing, we're putting a lot of effort, and we're sticking through this.
Oh yeah, and we have.
paid off.
It paid off.
Been paying off.
Because I'll be completely honest, that was that one period where you were jumping between jobs.
Yes.
And I got a little bit scared you were going to go, hey, let's stop this.
Rough period of life.
Yes.
That's how it was.
But and then the proxy play aspect of it, November of 19, I came back, I think July or August of 19 from Slovenia for the summer and back here for my semester. Me and him have been doing proxies on our own. At one point we saw cards and was like, hey, I want to test this out. And we'll just flip cards in the sleeves and go, this card is that, and see how, kind of figure out how it works. And then me being a graphic designer, I was like, let me make these cards, print them, and put them in here so we get a better idea, play testing, and figure out this stuff.
Yeah.
And then November of there, we were like, you know what? Very huge shout out to Freedom Duo. They were somewhat of an inspiration because they did this.
So they were the inspiration.
Yes. We were like, Freedom Duo does this. Why don't we? Because they're a Japanese, I hope they're a Japanese channel. Let's do this for English. Let's give the English audiences something funny to watch. And we already printed these proxies. Let's do it. Why not? And it just skyrocketed. So thank you, Freedom Duo. You were a great inspiration. And we still love watching your content.
So much so, we have to put our logo on our proxies.
Okay. I've seen this comment. The reason the proxy logo is there is kind of to indicate that we've made, not even trained. Like, there's one thing. I'm never going to charge people for proxies. If I ever do, I want someone to slap me for it. I'm never going to charge people for proxies for two reasons. One, I don't think it's right. Two, I can't. If I start charging people for proxies, I'm using Bushiroad's copyright thing to make money, and that's
the
a
way to lose
no-go.
our already sponsorship.
Exactly. The reason the TDH logo is there, my fucking god. The reason the TDH logo is there is just to indicate, hey, this is from the Top Deck Heroes. Use it as you will. It's just a little flair. Think of it this way.
Why is this Slovenian man?
Thank you, Jake Wakefield, for the beautiful comment.
Zato što mogu. Zato što mogu i uvijek hoću. Sad ti slepo sedi tamo i slušaj me.
They're just shaking their heads, looking at each other in the windows, like.
Hey man, I have the same feeling when I'm watching Japanese content. I love the subtitles back, and I understand ever so slightly of Japanese. I got no shit what they're saying for the most part. Anywho, where was I? Lost my train of thought.
Comment?
Proxies.
YouTube proxies, that's what we do.
Watermarks.
Thank you, Freedom Duo. Proxy. Oh,
Watermarks.
watermarks. I mean, it's just there for flair and kind of say, hey, TDH.
Plus that we have people.
I guess there was a certain point in time where the proxies were a little bit generic. It was just a circle with effect in, and then people were using them on and printing them, and I think maybe some people took credit for them.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, fuck it, just put a watermark there, and
That way we'll know for sure.
exactly, credit where credit is due type deal.
Plus, it's free advertising.
Exactly. And for those of you who are new in the Discord, you can go to our Discord, join our Discord. There's a proxy request channel for any and all proxies you might. I'm trying my best to get to them because, you know, life, but that's it. And then last question, I think this is a very good question to end it. Dirt Beat, How y'all doing? Honestly, a little bit hot.
Yeah, that turned out the
We
AC.
have to turn off the AC.
The AC in my unit makes noise, and it's right next to the camera. So unless you want to hear rattling, we're gonna be a little bit hot. And I'm hot in the ears because I'm talking a lot and I'm excited. And this is I'll be completely honest. Starting the stream, we were stressed because we didn't know how it was gonna run.
It
And
was
now I'm looking at
It
it.
was starting to crash
down
like
to the
30
last-
minutes before. We're having to fight it.
was
I had to
down to the last-
reinstall Streamlabs 15 minutes before we went live.
Yeah, it was down to the last 10 minutes. It was very.
But otherwise, right now, I'm really doing fine. I'm loving that this is working, and there's going to be a big announcement. Why we did this?
Oh.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just enjoying life.
Vaughn?
I just got back from vacation at Surfside Beach, South Carolina, last Friday. This is the next Friday, so it's been officially a week since I got back, and I feel great. It's nice being home. Getting away from home is nice, but missing the nerd part of home really sucked. Because there was no one to play cards with at the beach.
And since I know you're watching, Shane, how you doing?
How you doing?
I do have one last question.
All right.
And it's a good way to wrap up all
I like
this. Dirk?
I think that's the same guy.
Anyways, since the live is successful apart from the first audio problems, will you guys be doing lives more frequently?
Yes. All right. Great transition question. Yes, we will be doing lives more frequently. The reason we did this live is to test it and see how it works so we can prep. Because we're doing a big thing. Tuesday, we're going to be doing a live reaction to the product stream. So we're going to have the product stream running, and we're going to have us sitting in the couch at 3 a.m. at our time, reacting to any and all news that happens.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only going to be me and him because we're going to subject ourselves to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's not going to be monetized.
Yeah,
I think we're all set to, and we're allowed to do that by YouTube standards. And all credit goes to the Bushiroad product stream. And if you want to go watch it on their channel, go right ahead. This is more for get our reactions, maybe watch it afterwards to see how we react and our thoughts on it.
Exactly.
It's just a fun thing we want to do because we've watched these product streams in the past. Me and Jeff watched whenever they announced Imaginary Gift, and we were losing our shit at his house at like 1 a.m.
And then
like,
we were like,
imaginary gifts.
and then I think I was like, yeah, you guys FaceTimed me immediately after.
Yes.
And they were like all
And then
losing it.
I think last year you and me stayed up for a product stream, and there were Excel 2 and Force 2 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? We're getting these. You know, we're staying up and watching these. Let's kind of do this.
Yeah.
And it's just a great idea. And this is one of the reasons why we're going to be doing this live stream to test out to make sure everything runs smoothly Tuesday. And then after Tuesday, we'll do here and there live streams like this, probably live V times. And for the most part, that we might do some live stream gameplay.
Yeah.
But it's a might. We're going to cross that bridge when we get there.
For now, we'll probably do some few times here and there, maybe like this, depending on how it rolls out. We're these past few ones.
Also,
Or next week.
I forgot how we talked about it, but are we going to live stream the product stream and then just keep going until the actual stream of macros?
I think so. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with that Tuesday, but we might end up doing both streams that one day.
So we're going to get a good reaction of macros as well.
It's gonna be fun.
Shane, I'll see you Tuesday.
Yes, we'll see you Tuesday.
Other than that, I think that's about it. So everybody, you heard the announcement. If you are time-wise, we're not going to force anybody to either wake up early or take their day out or stuff like that. If you have the time, hop in on our stream, say hi, watch us react to any new product reviews.
I mean, I think they can still watch it afterwards. So
Exactly.
So even if you don't get to hang with us, you can still watch it later on.
Exactly.
Because YouTube.
But other than that, I think that wraps this episode up. This was a very good success. My computer lasts. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to know how hot it is.
Rip.
My ears are very red. But yeah, I don't know, 30 minutes. I mean, I'm standing for a live stream. You guys got anything else to add?
Thank you to anyone who isn't watching us live and sticking to the end of the video.
Exactly.
Oh, I know, right?
This is a long video.
Oh, I
Thank
know,
you.
right? Like, you guys are awesome. And again, I think I mentioned this in the middle of it. Anybody and everybody who's watching this, who's supported us, who's subscribed, who's used the affiliate link, done anything regarding the channel, thank you guys so very much. We wouldn't be at this point without you. Like, the last few months, the spike, I never imagined us getting here. And you guys are the reason for it. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Definitely an ego boost for us that we needed.
Yes.
Not like
I'm trying to be humble here.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying the ego way. Like it definitely helped us really realize we're making effort.
Yes.
The effort was starting to show.
It's an ego boost from putting in so much effort over the past 3, 4 years.
You gotta think 2 years, 100 subs. Those are rough times. There was
Yeah.
just a year where just that V time and barely anybody watched. Like 20 views of V time.
Maybe some gameplays and deck profiles and a couple of case openings.
So yeah, now hopefully our opinion matters. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this stuff up here. As always, if you like this video or technically this live stream, please leave a like, share it with your friends when it comes out, and it's not a live stream anymore. You guys already left comments down below. If you want to leave some more, sure, go right ahead. Other than that, if you want to see more from us or be part of more live streams in the future, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell to get notified. Maybe even follow us on Facebook or do notifications there, and even join our Discord to get some more exclusive. Talk to us, get some, your ideas in, give suggestions, get some proxy requests and stuff like that. But other than that, I think that wraps it up. I've been Philip.
This is Alex.
And hold up, I'm trying to do this simultaneously.